Septima Poinsett Clark, the quiet strength behind the Civil Rights Movement. Septima Clark, affectionately known as Septima, was a pioneering educator, activist, and leader in the Civil Rights Movement. Born on May 3, 1898, in Charleston, South Carolina, Clark dedicated her life to empowering African Americans throughout her community with education and organizing. Clark's journey as an educator began in 1916, when she started teaching at a rural school in Johns Island, South Carolina. Her experiences in the segregated school system fueled her passion for equal education and social justice. In the 1920s, Clark became involved with the NAACP, participating in voter registration drives and advocating for equal rights. In the 1950s and 60s, Clark worked closely with Martin Luther King Jr. and the SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference. She played a crucial role in developing the SCLC's citizenship schools, which aimed to empower African Americans through education, voter registration, and community organizing. Clark's approach to education emphasized the importance of community involvement and grassroots organizing. She believed that education should be a tool for social change rather than simply a means of acquiring knowledge. Through her work, Clark helped to empower countless individuals, equipping them with skills and confidence needed to challenge systematic racism and inequality. This is her interview and her telling testimony of her story and the struggle of Rosa Clark.
And she went back home. And on December the 1st, 1955, that same year, Rosa was sitting in a bus. She worked downtown at a dress shop. And she said all day long she'd been working on a heavy coat in this shop. And she was tired. So she went in a section of that bus that was designed for blacks. You know, you had 10 seats to the front for whites, and you had to sit to the back. But if the whites crowded out the section that they had, then you had to stand up and give them your seat. I did that many times, right in Charleston, South Carolina. I taught at the Henry P. Archer School. I would get on a bus on a corner of Meeting and Kilham Street, and the men would be going to the Navy Yard. And if the section of the bus filled up before I got to my school, I'd have to get up, stand up and give them the seats that was really designed for blacks. This was the way that the segregation thing worked. Nevertheless, Rosa said that day she was tired, and she decided that she was not going to stand up. And so she didn't. She sat in that seat. The conductor came back and demanded that she move, but she wouldn't move. And of course the bus driver drove to the nearest police and had her arrested. And that was really a great turning point for all of us. She had to go to jail. Here was this respected black woman having to go to jail, sitting in the seat that was designed for black people to sit in, and had to move because a white man wanted that seat. And so all of the black people then became aware of that thing, and they decided that they would go to the bat for it.
Despite her significant contributions to the Civil Rights Movement, Clark's work often went unrecognized. She faced sexism and ageism within the movement, and her quiet, behind-the-scenes approach often overshadowed her achievements. However, Clark remained committed to her work, continuing to educate and empower communities until her passing in December of 1987. In recent years, Clark's legacy has gained recognition. In 2009, she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame, and her work continues to inspire educators, activists, and the community organizers today. So in conclusion, Septima Clark was a remarkable woman whose quiet strength and determination played a pivotal role in shaping the Civil Rights Movement. Her legacy serves as a testament to the power of education, community organizing, and grassroots activism in driving social change. Thank you, Septima Clark, for your part in the Civil Rights Movement. Bayard Rustin, the unassuming architect of the Civil Rights Movement. Bayard Rustin was a pivotal figure in the American Civil Rights Movement, working closely with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as his trusted advisor and strategist. Born March 17, 1912, Rustin was raised in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where he was instilled with Quaker values of nonviolence and peace. Rustin's activism began early with his involvement in the Communist Party and the Young Communist League in the 1930s. However, he later left the party due to its shifting focus on supporting the Soviet Union during World War II. Rustin's commitment to pacifism led him to refuse military service, resulting in his arrest and imprisonment in 1944 as a conscientious objector. Rustin's relationship with King began in 1956 when they met in Montgomery, Alabama during the bus boycott. Rustin's influence on King was significant as he encouraged King to adopt nonviolent resistance as a core principle of the Civil Rights Movement. Rustin's organizational skills and strategic thinking were instrumental in planning several key events, including the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Despite his crucial contributions to the movement, Rustin faced opposition due to his homosexuality. In 1953, he was arrested in Pasadena, California, on sex perversion charges for having sex with another man. This incident, combined with his past affiliation with the Communist Party, led some to question King's association with Rustin. However, King recognized Rustin's value to the movement and continued to work with him, albeit often behind the scenes. As King wrote in a 1960 letter, "We are thoroughly committed to the method of nonviolence in our struggle, and we are convinced that Bayard's expertness and commitment in this area will be of inestimable value." Here is Rustin's viewpoint on nonviolence.
Yes, I agreed thoroughly with Martin at that point. And of course, as you know, the strains got deeper and deeper and deeper until finally Rap Brown and Stokely and others came out for Black Power. And black is beautiful and all of that. And many of them wanted to do away with the nonviolence of the struggle. My only view there is that we could not have made the progress we made if we had done what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to talk about violence so they could destroy us. So long as we were adhering to nonviolence, they could not destroy us.
Rustin's legacy extends far beyond his work with King. He was a pioneer in the Civil Rights Movement, advocating for nonviolent resistance and fighting for the rights of marginalized communities. In 2013, Barack Obama awarded Rustin the Presidential Medal of Freedom, recognizing his tireless efforts to advance social justice. In conclusion, Bayard Rustin was a modest yet pivotal figure in the Civil Rights Movement, whose contributions to the struggle for racial equality and social justice continue to inspire and empower us today. Thank you, sir, for your work in the Civil Rights Movement.